Hello viewers, welcome to session of C language today. In this session, let us learn about the various models of C language. In fact, as you all know that C is called as mother of all programming languages, and most of the placement drives or the companies that come to your college or which conduct a placement drive online or offline will definitely ask you questions from C language, isn't it? So today, let us spend some time on how to decode C language. So today, I'll tell you some concepts where you will be learning on how to go on with the approaches of solving few models that are to be explained in C language. So if anybody questions you what is C, the blunt answer should be C is a programming language. It's a high level programming language. It's a structured programming language, isn't it? So today, now let us learn about how do you work with C. So my session today would be all about C language only. So C language. Just give me a second. So my session today would be all about C language only. So when you talk about programming languages in your very first year of BTech or if BSc, what happens is people look into a programming language. You'll be taught the basic concepts of algorithms, right? And then you'll be taught how to draw flowcharts for those algorithms. And then you will be taught how to convert those flowcharts or those algorithms into programming languages, isn't it? So initially they start with C language. Of course, these days you also have Python happening around, but initially and basically C language is taught in almost all the universities and all the compounds because you learn the basic blocks of programming through C language only. So coming to C language, what do you learn in C? In C language, you'll be learning about what C, why C, and you'll be learning about the C language character set, and you will be learning about the tokens of the C language. You'll be learning about the data types of C language. You'll be learning about the concepts of conditional statements, and you learn the concepts of control statements where you learn about go to statements or looping statements where you have entry control and exit control statements. And then you learn the concepts of pointers, isn't it? You have the concept of pointers, followed by the topic of arrays, followed by strings, followed by structures, unions, functions, files. But with respect to your placement drives or with respect to gate examination, generally questions are not found on files, but it is good to learn, it is good to have some knowledge on files even. So today let us spend some time on different types of questions what were asked in previous placement papers and let us see the approach of solving them. Okay, so here comes the first question. The first question goes like this. So write a code to swap two numbers without using arithmetic or logical operators. Generally in your college or at the place where you study, you will be taught how to swap two numbers with third variable or without third variable, isn't it? But the question is, it's not about third variable usage. The question is, you do swapping, you do that interchange of the values of two numbers without just put down in the chat box. Now, now, assume that I got two values here. I call them as x and I call them as y. So if this is x, let me increase the font size. So this is x and let me write y here. Now the value of x and the value of y. Now if the value of x is found to be something called as 12, the value of y is found to be something called as 14. Now what is there to learn here? I mean to say, I want to swap the values of x and y. Now at the end of the day, what do you mean by swapping x and y? It means that you should get x should be 14 and y should be 12, isn't it? So how do you do that? So how do you do those things? So generally, what happens is you are taught something like this. Okay, just give me a second. So generally, people are taught like this: temp equals to x, and then x equals to y, and then y equals to temp. Please don't go with the things because we have a change of things. We say temp equals to x, quotes lowercase t, don't worry, and this is lowercase x, and this is lowercase y. So we say temp equals to x, x equal to y, y equals to temp. This is the logic which every faculty tells you in most of the colleges. This is logic one. Nothing wrong in that, right? So initially what happens, you will be getting a variable called as temp here. You'll be getting a variable called as temp, and here in temp, you will be writing the values. So initially you'll push 12 here, 12 comes here, and then you'll push y to x, and then the value of y will be the value of temp. So it's all exchanging values of x and y into temp. So nothing new in it. This is the logic what we are taught as a first year student. And then going ahead, the other logic what you are taught is x equals to, let's say, x plus y. Let me increase the font size so that it will be clear to you all. X equals to x plus y, and then we say y equals to x minus y, and of course capital letters, and then we say x equals to x minus y. Now in this case, what do you observe? What do you observe here? So initially the value of x was 12 and the value of y is 14. So after this line, the value of x becomes 26. How 26? It is 12 plus 14 is 26. Now in this case, okay, in this case, the value of y becomes, now the value of x is not 12, the value of x is 26 now. So it is 26 minus 14, the value of y is 12, isn't it? Now similarly going ahead, when I say the value of x now, what is the value of x now? X equals to x minus y. The value of x is 26 and the value of y is 12. So 26 minus 12 is 14. So this is how you get 14. So x is 26, y is 12, and x is 14. So at the end of the day, I mean at the end of the session, I mean the code, you observe the value of y is 12, the value of x is 14. The values got swapped, isn't it? So x became 12, I mean 12 to 14, y became from 14 to 12. So let us write that code here. So initially, one sec, in int x equals to 12, and I take y equals to 14, and then we say printf x equals to percentage d, and y equals to percentage d. This is before swapping, right? This is before swapping. So let us put the words before swapping. And if you come down here, now the logic would be x equals to x plus y, and I say y equals to x minus y, my bad, x minus y, and I say x equals to x minus y. And now let me print this story again. Now this is the logic of after swapping. This is after swapping. So if I run the code and show you the output, it takes some time and I'm using a dev C compiler. So please see this carefully. Initially x is 12, y is 14. So before swapping the value of x is found to be 12 and the value of y is found to be 14. And after swapping the value of x is found to be 14 and y is 12. This is how you do it by using plus and minus. I mean, you add them, you subtract them, isn't it? Now, going ahead, sorry. Now, going ahead, let us see how to do the same thing. But the question says the same thing can you do it by using into and divided by? Into and divided by. I mean, I changed plus minus, so let me put it this way. Let me put it this way. Now, let me comment them. I mean, in C language, I hope you know how to comment the things. I comment them, and here I change the logic like this. So the only change I made is I interchanged plus 2 into minus 2 divided by. And let us see the logic. What is the output you get? So it means that you can even achieve swapping of two numbers using product operator, multiplication operator, and the division operator, right? So this logic is normally not told in the colleges. So nothing wrong in that, but it is quite simple. You can explore that to learn things. But what is the question asked? Please see the question. The question says, write a C code to swap two numbers without using arithmetic or logical operators. You cannot use arithmetic or logical operators there. So, but in my code here, I'm using plus minus or I'm using into divided by, right? So that is plus or minus or into or multiplication operator or division operator. All these things are arithmetic operators, right? Now the question is, I want you to write the logic without using arithmetic operators or logical operators. That's a question asked. Generally, people give you plenty of answers saying that by using third variable temp is x, x is y, y is temp, logic 1, logic 2 is x is x plus y, y is x minus y, and x is x minus y, great, logic 2, and x is x cross y is x upon y, and x is x upon y, you'll get. But in these two, the last two logics, you observe that addition operator, subtraction operator, multiplication operator, or the division operator, all these four are nothing but your arithmetic operators, isn't it? So what do you observe there? The question is you should not use any arithmetic operators there. Now when you cannot use the arithmetic operator, then what to be used? What can be used or how can you solve this by using non-arithmetic or non-logical operators? And here comes the story. Uh, so let me come back to my OneNote. Yeah. So I hope this is clear to you all. Now the logic goes like this: x equals to x XOR y. Now what is this XOR y? I'll tell you by giving you an example. Just stay with me. So this is x equals to x XOR y. Now what do you mean by that XOR y? So XOR logic is one logic where the output is true when when the output is high when the inputs are complementary and the output is low when the inputs are same. Like what do you mean by that? Now when I say x equals to 12, I got to increase the font size. It is irritating, right? So give me a second. I'll increase the font size. When I say x equals to 12, now converting this 12 into binary. So binary of 12 will be 1, 1, 0, 0. 8 plus 4 is 12. So take it as a 8 bit 1, 2, 3, 4, 8 bit, and it is 0, 0, 1, 0, 1, 1, 0, 0. And I believe that you all know how to convert a binary, I mean decimal to binary and binary decimal. I believe that. And when I say y equals to 14, 14 is nothing but it is 12 plus 2. So 0, 0, 0, that is 12, 1, 1, 1, 0. Now here, now I want to go for the logic called as x equals to x XOR y. So when I say x XOR y, now what do you get? Let me push this a little. Now I like the value, what is that? But let me calculate that first. Now I told you that when the inputs are identical, when inputs are identical, output is 0. When inputs are complementary, output is 1. So 0 and 0 are identical inputs, so it would be 0. And then again 0 and 0 are inputs are identical, 0 again. 0 and 0 identical inputs, 0, 0, 0, 0. 1, 1 inputs again identical, that is 0. 1, 1 is again 0. 0, 1 is 1. And 0, 0 is 0. Now please watch this step carefully. What did you observe there? You observe that when inputs are identical, 0, 0 is 0, 1, 1 is 0. But 0, 1 is 1 and 1, 0 is 1. So 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0 will give you a value called as 2. So this is how you calculate the thing. So now this would be coming into your x thing, right? So now the value of x after solving it becomes 2. Now again we say y equals to x XOR y. Now let me see what do you get again. Now coming to this logic, when I take y here, the value of y is found to be 14. So let me copy and paste this. So now, now this value will again come into y, right? So I am saying this will be x equals to x XOR y. Okay, just push it a little so that you'll have more clarity. No confusion, please. Great. Now I am saying y equals to 14 there, isn't it? Now, if I again solve it, if I again solve that, now it is nothing but y is equals to x XOR y. X XOR y. Now let us see what you get there, but before that, let us solve it. So 0, 0 is inputs identical 0, 0, 0, and 0, 0 is 0, 0, 1 is 1, 0, 1 is 1, 1, 1 is 0, 0, 0 is 0. I told you that when inputs are identical, it means that 0, 0 is 0, 1, 1 is also 0, 0, 1 is 1, 1, 0 is 1. So if you want to have a logic, let me give you the story here. So this is x, this is y, this is x or y. Let me increase the font. The truth table that is taught in that concepts is being told here. So please keep in mind 0, 0 would be 0, 1, 1 would be also 0. So when inputs are identical, output is 0. So 0 and 1 is 1, or 1 and 0 would be 1. So this is how it goes by. So this is the logic of XOR. Now When I say 0000, I mean 00 is 0, 00 is 0, 00 is 0, 01 is 1, 01 is 1, 11 is 0, 00 is 0. So now this would be 12. Now the value of y is found to be 12. The value of y is found to be 12, isn't it? Now the third step would be x equals to x XOR y. Now it means that you need to take the value of x. The value of x is found to be 2, right? So the value of x got modified. So if I take it x, so x is found to be 2. Now if I perform the XOR logic and the value of, so the logic goes like this, x equals to x XOR y. My bad. Now 00 would be 0, 00 is 0, 00 is 0, this is 0, this is 1, 1, 1, and 0, isn't it? So when inputs are identical, output is 0. When inputs are complementary, output is 1. So this would be how much? So this is nothing but 14. So that is how you get the value of x to be 14. So 12, 14 became 14, 12. So if you write this logic of XOR in C language, we have a concept called as bitwise operators. So we use these bitwise operators to solve the things and get the output. So let us check whether it is working or not in C language. So I say x equals to, my bad, x equals to x XOR y, and I say y equals to x XOR y, and I say x equals to x XOR y. Simple, right? You need not remember which is plus or which is minus. Things should be simple and easy. So if you run the code for this, so let me close this. And if I run the code, the logic is the same again. You should get the value swapped. So after swapping, x is 14 and y is 12. So this is what they expect you in the interview panel, because the first round will be basically arithmetic or quant, and second round will be the technical interview. And in technical interview part, they ask you to write some logics. Don't expect that they'll ask you from strings or pointers or complex things. No, they will make it quite simple and quite easy. Okay, so uh, this is how they want you to explore the concepts of C language. I know that you are good at the concepts of C with arithmetic, logical, relational, bitwise, and all those things, but you should be good enough to learn the logics also. So I did not use arithmetic operator, or I did not use logical operators. I used bitwise operators. So you can solve it by using bitwise operators. So bitwise operators can be used to solve the swapping of two numbers. Clear? So that is how we do things in that way. So that's how we come to the end of the first question. Writing a C code to swap two numbers without using arithmetic or logical operators. Right? I mean, I'm starting with the basic questions because students should be in a mindset that they should learn every complex concept. No, every concept is good enough, and in any programming language, you should be logically very strong to solve the problems. Until and unless you are strong with the problems or strong with the logical abilities to solve the problem, you cannot go and crack the question, right? So now question two is write a C code to check a number is even or odd without using again the same question, arithmetic or logical operators. What do you mean by this? I mean, generally, okay, I'll make it simple for you. Instead of arithmetical logical operators, let me put it aside without using the modulo operator. Okay, let us start with the basic thing first. Let us start the basic question of solving a problem where we check a number is even or odd, right? The basic question, a basic program to start with any coding of any programming language. How do you do it? How do you check a number is even or odd without using modulo operator? Yeah. So if let me remove this. So even this can be removed. So the logic goes like this, right? If x modulo 2 equals to 0, then we say printf, sorry, okay, percentage d is even. We say it is x, and else we have it is odd, right? So we say it is odd. The basic funda, which we know that. I believe the output is there clearly. See, 12 is even. This is how you write the logic, right? Now, if I say x equals to 121, and if I run the code, the output is 121 is odd. So this is how a student thinks generally. A student generally thinks how to write a number is even. But the question is, this is called as the modulo operator, and this modulo operator gives the remainder when you solve the question. Now I want a problem, I want a case where I don't want to use this modulo operator. No, not at all. Then how do you solve that without using modulo operator? Now again, let us come back to this place. Let me remove all these things. I believe I gave you enough clarity about. So now we said x equals to 12, right? Now let me increase the font size. There is no default font setting here. X is 28. Now, how do you check a number is even or odd? Right? We have this now. In C language, what is the difference between modulo operator and the division operator? Now, what is x by 2? X by 2 would be 6. Would be 6, isn't it? Now, when I say y equals to 13, when I say y equals to 13, so what is y by 2? What would be y by 2? So y by 2 is not 6.5. It is still 6. Why 6? Why not 6.5? Because we have learned that integer by integer will be integer only. So 13 is an integer. So 13 by 2, the division operator will not end up in fractions when you work with integers. So y by 2 will be 6. Clear? So the logic goes like this. Like what? Like I take a variable x, we divide by 2, right? And I multiply it by 2. And if it results in the same x value, if it results in the same x value, then can we say that it is even? Let us see an example of that. So in this case, uh, I say x by 2, x by 2 into 2, right? So x by 2 is 6. 6 into 2 would be 12. So 12 is same as x, right? So in this say, can I say it is even? Sorry. Yes or no? Now in this case, now when I say y by 2, y by 2 into 2. Now what is y by 2? Y by 2 is 6 into 2. It is into 2 is 12, but I want 13. So 12 is not equal to 13. My bad. 12 is not oh, oh, equal to 13. So we say it is odd. Is that clear? So if x by 2 into 2 is equals to the same value, then we say it is even. Now let me check the logic with that. So x by 2 into 2, isn't it? Is same as x. If it is same as x, then we say x is even. Sorry. Then we say x is even. So I run the code. I should get x is even. Yes, 12 is even. Now if I take it to be 121 and if I run the code, see, I got 121 is odd. I did not use the modulo operator here. I did not use the modulo operator. But instead of modulo operator, I have used some arithmetic operators, right? By, into. Play with that. Now we get this in this way, 121. Now the question is, how do you do it without using arithmetic or logical operators? Arithmetic or logical operators. It means that you even can't use modulo, you cannot use division, you cannot use multiplication operators also. Then what can be used? How can you solve the same question? Okay. Again coming to the story, you have a concept called as bitwise operators, right? In bitwise operators, we have a concept called as left shift and right shift. If you can recall the story of left shift and right shift. When I say x equals to 12, okay, and if I say shift x left by one position, now what do you mean by that? Now what do you mean by this story of shifting x? So 12 is nothing but 0, 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0, 0, isn't it? Now, what is the value of this? So shifting left indicates you got to move every bit value to left by one position. Now here in this case, when you move left by one position, this last 0 is gone. You get 0, 0, 0, and you get a 1 and a 1 and a 0 and a 0 and a 0. So you are moving left by one position. So moving left, so this value is 1 is 0, 2 is 0, I mean 2 power 0, 2 power 1, 2 squared, 2 cube, 2 power 4. 16 plus 8 is 24. 16 plus 8 is 24. It means that moving left by one position is same as multiplying by 2, right? So can I write this concept as, can I write 24 as 12 into 2? Very simple. This 12 into 2, right? Yes or no? So shifting left is nothing but it is multiplying by 2. Now what do you mean by shift right? Now what do you mean by shift right? So shift right by one position will again give you the same story, but you got to move right. You got a 0 here, 0 here, 0 here, 0 here, 0 here, a 1 here, a 1 here, and a 0 here. It moves right, one position right. So 0, 1, 1, 0 is nothing but this is 6. So what do you observe? You observe that I can write 6 as 12 by 2. So it means that if you are moving right by one position, it is dividing by 2. If you are moving left by one position, it is multiplying by 2. Now, can I say x into 2 is same as shifting x left by one position? Similarly, Dividing x by 2 is same as shifting x right by one position, left by one position, right by one position, isn't it? Now come back to the logic here. Now let me modify this same if statement, please. If, watch carefully. Now I want to divide by 2. So dividing by 2 is nothing but moving right by one position. We have learned here. Dividing by 2 is same as moving right by one position. We move right by one position. So I replaced x by 2 with x moving right by 1. Now into 2 is same as shifting left by one position. So this is nothing but shifting left by one position, right? This is equal to x. So you are moving right by one position, then you're moving left by one position. If it's the same as x, then you should get the answer. So let us delete this story here and run the code. See, 121 is odd. It worked out. Now let me take x equals to 12. Now let me run the code. If I run the code, I get 12 is even. So this is how you write the logic of checking a number is even or odd, without using the arithmetic or logical operators. We can use bitwise operators. We have multiple ways of solving this question, but I gave you uh, one way of doing it. What are the other ways? What can you think of the other ways? I'll give you some more logics here. And you can remove all these things. Remove this even. So I say x equals to 12. 12 is nothing but 0, 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0, 0. I'm converting it into binary. Now when I say x equals to 13, 13 is nothing but 0, 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0, 1. So remember one thing, a number, if it is even, it will end with 0. It will end with 0. And if a number is odd, it ends with 1. It ends with 1. Its binary value ends with 1. So the logic goes like this. The logic goes like this. If x bitwise and 1, if it is same as 1, then it should be odd, right? It should be odd. Else x should be even, isn't it? Now, what do you mean by that? Now, what is 1? If I take it as 1, now what is 1? 1 is 0, sorry, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 1. Play with that. So, this is how it goes by. Now, if I do, if I do y and 1, what is AND operator? AND operator indicates the output is high only when both the inputs are high. So it is 0, 0 is 0, 0, 0 is 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 0, 1, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 1, 1 is 1. So it results in 1. Clear? So if when you perform AND operation, if it results in 1, then the output is said to be odd, the given number is said to be an odd number. So let me check whether it works or not. It should work if I'm not wrong, because I even proved it. See, 121 is odd. Worked out. So that is how you can write logics in n number of ways. But the general way of writing a logic is people think of writing it as even or odd by using modulo operator or the other way of it. So you can do it in many ways. So please keep that in mind. Okay. So you can solve a given problem in n number of ways in mathematics, right? If you know the concepts clearly. Similarly, if you know all the different ways of solving it, then it means that you got all the different logics. If you got all the different logics, then it means that you can solve them in all the different ways, or you can write the code in all the different ways. I gave you some simple codes, isn't it? Now, we have one beautiful question. The question goes like this. Write a C, write a single line C code to swap two numbers. Single line C code to swap two numbers. What do you mean by that? What is single line C code to swap two numbers? How do you do it? Before I come to that, let me solve this question first. If address of X is 3050, what is the output of the following code? Here you have a question of a regular variable X and a pointer variable Px is given to us. So let me copy this code. Yeah, let me delete this. So he said address of X is 3050. It means that I got X and I also got Px. I also got Px. So this would be X. Come on here, I got to increase the font every time. So now let us call it as Px. So this is Px and this is X. Now we say the value of X is nothing but 25. And he also said that the address of X is 3050. The address of X is 3050. When I say 3050, every memory variable that you define has got an address and a value. Let me copy and paste this. No, definitely. So Px will also have a value, right? Px will also have an address. Let me call that as 4050. Why? I took some random value as address. So this is some 4050. Okay, this is some 4050. So now X is 25, address is 3050, PX, I do not know, 4050. Now he says PX is address of X. The value of PX, I can add the value of PX as nothing but, okay, this is 3050. Where did I go? Okay. Now please see these things in mind. The value of X is given as 25, address of X is 3050, and Px value is given as address of X because the pointer variable stores the address of another variable of its own type. So X is 3050 and the address of Px is 4050. Now see what is he asking here. What is, just give me a second, I'll open it up. So the question is printf. Let me copy this and I want to get the output of that. Now he is asking us to calculate the value of this. Now, how do you read this term? This is nothing but address of Px. Now, how do you read this generally? We should read it as value at address of Px. Now, what is the value at address of Px? Now, what is address of Px? Address of Px is 4050. So, can we write it as? So, it is value at 4050. What is value at 4050? It is 3050, isn't it? So, and now, second one is address of pointer Px. Now, these are nothing but address of value at px. Now please watch it carefully. Now this is nothing but address of now value at now what is the value of px? Px is 3050, isn't it? So px is 3050, yes or no? So now if I write it in the next line, if I write in the next line, this is nothing but address of what is value at 3050? Value at 3050, huh, value at 3050 is nothing but 25, is 25. So now what is address of 25? Address of 25 is, I mean, let me make it full screen so that it is clear to you. Okay. What is address of 25? Nothing but 3050. So the output for these things, would be 3050 and 3050. So that is how you solve the question. Whenever you are given a question of pointer, don't get confused. Try to read that statement or try to read that pointer variable concept in your real time statement. You should know how to read a pointer variable generally. Only when you try to read the pointer variable generally, you can solve it easily. So this is nothing but value at address of px. So you know px, address of px is 4050. So value at 4050 is nothing but 3050. Clear? So that is how you solve the question. So clear? So the answer would be 3050 and 3050. So let me give them a different color. It's not required, but still okay. And this is how we have solved it, right? So it's all about the approach of solving a question. The better the approach, the better the output you get. Clear with that? So this is how we learn the logic of pointers concept. Pointers are very easy concepts. Don't get perplexed by saying the pointer variable in a placement paper. They should be simple, they should be easy for you. Okay, so the output would be output for this question would be 3050 and 3050. Yes, so let me change the color of it so that it is clear. And this is one beautiful question. Let me stop my session today with this question of write a single line C code to swap to a number. Single line of C code. What do you mean by single line C code? How it is possible? It is possible in different ways. So before that, let me remove these things. Let me increase the font size to 6. Now when I say x equals to 10 and when I say y equals to 20 and when I say z equals to x or x plus y. The value of z is 30 now. Isn't it? So simple, so easy. Now, can we write these three statements in one line? Like x equals to 10, y equals to 20, z equals to x plus y, all in one line. How can you do it? For that to happen, you should have a concept like this. A concept like what? When you say p equals to 1 comma 2 comma 3, then what is the value of p? Then what is the value of p? The value of p. The value of p would be 3. If you have doubts, let me prove that for you. So let me remove this. I say int x equals to 10 comma 20 comma 30. Now I'll remove this. Now I'll say printf. It says printf. Okay, x equals to percentage d comma x. So if I save it and run the code, what is the value of x you get? The value of x would be 30. So whenever you try to assign multiple values within enclosed braces, it takes the last value. And this is the beauty of comma operator. Many people do not know the beauty of comma operator, and this is where you learn about the comma operator. Okay, so let us see that. Now, similarly, coming here. Now coming here, I write the code like this, like what? Z equals to, I'll open and close the bracket. I say x equals to 10, comma, y equals to 20, comma, and I say x plus y. I say x plus y. You should still get the value of z to be 30. So let me check that value here. Okay, let me define x, y, and z as variables. X, y, and z. Not in uppercase, it's in lowercase. X, y, and z. So let us print x, y, and z here. Y equals to percentage d and z equals to percentage d. I hope there are no errors here. So this is lowercase x, this is lowercase y, this is lowercase x plus y. Mistakes, right? This is how we make mistakes. This is y equals to 20. Okay, lowercase c, semicolon missing. Right, typos. The common mistake instead of percentage. Okay, now let us see the logic you get. See, you got x equals to 10, y equals to 20, z equal to 30. So I converted these three lines into a single line, right? Z equals to this story. So if you know how to convert into one line, then can we solve the questions easily? Yes. Now how do you do it? Let us see here. So we know that x equals to x XOR y. We know that y equals to we know that y equals to x XOR y, or I can say it as y XOR x. It makes no big difference, right? Because x XOR y or y XOR x will be the same story. And I say x equals to x XOR y. Where is XOR y? Now these are three statements now. Now I want to put them all in one single line. How do you put them in one single line? Now we have a concept called as shorthand assignment in C language. So it is nothing but x XOR equal to y is same as x equal to x XOR y. And then we say this is y XOR equals to x, and this is nothing but x XOR equal to y. Now I want to do things now. Now how do you write it? I say it as x here lowercase x equals to, fine. Now what is the first step we have? Here the first step is x equals to 10. I wrote x equal to 10 here. Now I got the first step is x XOR equals to y. I'll copy it and paste it here. It's the first step, right? Step 2 is I got y equals to 20. I wrote y is 20 here, isn't it? Now step 2 is y XOR equals to x. I copy it and I paste it here. And the third step is z equals to x plus y. So plus is here, but I got XOR equal to y, right? So I'll put XOR equal to here. XOR equal to here. So, and I'll put as y here. So I have converted three different things into one line. Now let me copy and paste this story here. I'll So let us go to the logic of swapping, right? So that is where we learn the story of swapping things. Huh. So let me remove all these things. Let me remove all these things and let me paste that here. Okay, let me paste that logic here. Now I save it and I run the code. I believe. Okay, I forgot semicolon here. So before swapping and after swapping, see the output is there. X is 12, Y14 became X14 and Y12. So this is how you swap two numbers in one line. Okay. And you can still further optimize it. You can still further optimize it by removing this Y. Why? Because this Y, what do you get, is obtained after solving this. Isn't it? So now run the code. See, still the output is there. X is 12, Y14 became X14, Y12. So this is how you learn to implement the concepts. See, if anybody questions you swapping of two numbers, no three line story, it's only one line story. Clear? So once you start learning the concepts, you will learn how to implement them properly. So this is how we do swapping of two numbers in one single line. And that's the beauty of the comma operator. So we'll see more in my next sessions. And I'm from Vishwa. Please come to our website vishwa.co.in. You'll have plenty of demo videos. And please enroll us for the placement program or the gate program to succeed and get placed. So that's for today. If you have any doubts, put them in the comment section. Thank you all.